Essentially, we chose Offshore because the quality of work and the work ethic and how we can manage our teams out there is far better than what we can get in Sydney. Hi, I'm Sarah Jastuig and I work at Walker Lane. Walker Lane is a dealer group and a financial advisory. I head up the implementation service and the technology side. So before we decided to offshore, we were facing fast growth. Suddenly, a lot more clients, a lot more work, and we needed to start looking at options to handle the extra workload. And that's why we started looking at our options, and then we decided that we would choose overseas. Started having a look around, and we came across VA Platinum. Yeah, working with my business development manager, it just felt really good. She was fantastic in developing the relationship and making me feel quite at ease in the whole process. That was really, really helpful. It took a lot of the pain and the worry out of trying a resource company. And then as it went on, we got introduced to our client success manager, Jonah, who also is fantastic. Jonah has really helped grow our team from just 1 or 2 to, I think we've got 13 or 14 people in the team now. So without Jonah, we wouldn't have managed to just keep together. And she's really, the VA Platinum ongoing support that we've had is truly incredible. It's made such a difference to our success.
So my name is Jonalyn Abdon. You can call me Jonah. I am VA Platinum Success Manager. I work closely with Walker Lane in making sure that I'll be the liaison, supporting the team members in Australia and of course in Cebu. I make sure that I check in with team members. Communications are clear with both Walker Lane and VA Platinum as well. And I do make sure that performance are checked, proactively checking as well if there are any challenges before it impacts the client and the team members.
My name is Patricia Peters. I work with Walker Lane. I'm the head of advice and paraplanning, and I'm overseeing the paraplanning team, which has 6 people, both onshore and offshore. I'm really happy how we've grown in confidence to hire an overseas staff member compared to when we started. I'm very open to hire a senior paraplanner in the Philippines now, as they have shown that they're able to tackle even more difficult SOA production with very sophisticated strategies just by being supported by the team lead as well as the support manager.
Hi, my name is Carla Maba. I'm working as a paraplanner with Walker Lane, and I prepare and produce records of advice and statement of advice with them. And I also answer questions with the implementation team on the offshore team. I started as an admin with the Walker Lane team. I actually did simple ROAs at first, then given simple SOAs. As I progressed, I started doing some complex SOAs and also other things like wholesale letters, executive letters. I think what I learned from working with Walker Lane is that you can't actually do everything on your own. You actually need guidance on things. It was actually a bit frustrating at first since I thought that it would be very much straightforward when I started doing SOAs as I kept on progressing each SOAs. But I think with just enough guidance, you can actually do things and just try to build your experience around it.
Supporting the team members like Carl and the rest of the team are different in terms of the approach. They have different roles. So open communication is very much important, especially with Walker Lane and the team members offshore, making sure that they are consistent in terms of achieving goals. If there are any challenges, I proactively inform Walker Lane, and that way we could work hand in hand for any action plans. We use what success looks like for the client's feedback as well, and then making sure that it's followed through with any coaching development from my end.
When we first started building our team with VA Platinum, we focused on getting the lowest level in first, so start from the ground up. And so we went for academy candidates. So they had the basic knowledge in financial planning, but then they could be molded by us. And so we started with one person, admin, who is now an implementation officer. She manages an advisor's book, his total client book for us, and she's doing fantastic. But the goal for us was literally to hire someone at the low level, train them up, have that person train those underneath. And because we're fast growing at the moment, having the guys that are slowly moving up has made it so much easier to have the admins then trained, because it's taken the burden off me and off from my team lead as well.
The biggest concern for hiring a paraplanner offshore would be the training and the quality management that you have to provide. The more training you give them, the better the outcome is, as with any employee. And having a very strong team lead in the Philippines that they feel confident. And if that team lead role models, they go to questions to the Australian paraplanners, then the training becomes so much quicker, instead of if you have to teach them that they can come to you whenever they want.
I've learned a whole lot since working with VA Platinum and building our team out. The biggest learning for me is making sure that whoever we bring on board is getting the right support and training. It's obviously so much easier now that we have a bigger team and everyone can chip in and help with the training, but I think the biggest learning was if you put time into that person, they give you it back in so many different ways. You know, sure, I can train someone to follow instructions and just do the job, but I'm not aiming for that. I'm actually aiming to train someone to think and understand, okay, what actually needs to be done? What is the situation? What's required? By doing it that way, they get a bit more fulfillment. It makes it easier to scale. It makes it a lot more fun. So I think that's my biggest learning. Like, don't just give a list and be like, you need to do this, this, and this, but actually going, okay, this is actually what the goal is. This is how we want the client. So actually doing a full in-depth training it definitely works better.
So the relationship we had with Walker Lean and VA Platinum is successful is because we have communication and trust as well. And now we have 11 team members in Cebu, which is really a great number. And every challenges that we're going through, we want to make sure that there are coachings in place using the what success looks like to address performance, and then making sure that after the coaching there's follow through and then proactiveness before it becomes a challenge from the clients and the team members. We want to make sure that we proactively provide them solutions and action plans as well.
So what surprised me about working with an offshore team? I think it's really good fun. I thoroughly enjoy the culture that we're building. Yeah, I've just got a real sense of community, and I really didn't expect that at all. So why did we want our team to visit us? I definitely have been dying to meet some of the team, and I think my boss has probably given in to my begging to have some guys visit us. I think it's really important, especially to our team who've been working with us for a good while now, to show them our office, how we hang out together and have that experience, and as a thank you as well, saying, hey, thank you so much for all the hard work you've put in, all the loyalty. It's a beautiful thing to be able to show our culture as well.
Wow. Visiting Sydney, this is my first time, and very much excited and honored, and I would feel this is a responsibility for me as well. This shows that it's not just working offshore, but making sure that the relationship that we had is genuine when I visit Sydney. And right now, this helps the bridge in making sure that I support not just Cebu team, but also Walker Lane in Sydney.
Coming to Sydney and meeting the team was actually pretty exciting, since I get to talk with the people who actually helped me build who I am now, people I work with every day, try to build a strong connection with them. It's also a good opportunity to be here. I can see how they work firsthand, and I can try to maybe get some tips from them.
So the impact of growing our overseas team has helped us scale quickly. We actually run an implementation service, so as we got a few extra advisors on board to service, we suddenly needed 2-3 extra people. And if we were looking for those resources here in Australia, A, the cost factor, but B, again, are we going to get really hardworking people who really want to do the job? Whereas we could simply say, Jonah, we want 3 more people, this is the brief, and then Jonah literally goes and finds them for us. And
we wouldn't have been able to do what we have done with the paraplanning team without VA Platinum's paraplanning support. Our workflow has exploded. Within a year, we went from me and our initial paraplanner to now having 6 people in the team, and we've quadrupled our workload. Like, it's amazing how many SOAs we write in a month now. Hiring and finding staff in the Philippines has been a very smooth process, and we've been very lucky with finding excellent candidates, which is testament to VA Platinum.
So to any Australian company who's looking to expand their team, I'd say just go for it. Try overseas resourcing, try VA Platinum. We've had a really good experience.